So I think it's almost inarguable that there is such thing as socially constructed identity, and that it exists for almost every attribute that a human being has. You know, whether or not they're male or female, what age they are, where they're from, what their background is. There's different preconceived ideas of what a person should be based on where they're from and certain attributes about who they are that are, quite frankly, completely out of a person's control. A person doesn't choose their age, they don't choose their gender, and they don't choose their background, etc., etc.
Feeling good. North Toronto's the kind of school where it's very eat or be eaten. You know, it's like, there's kind of like two groups, I guess. And it's like those who kind of care about their image and those who don't, and it's very split. So you kind of have to do what you have to do so that, you know, you can survive socially, I guess. As, you know, as bad as that sounds, as, you know, as much as it sounds like I'm selling out, you have to do what you have to do in order to kind of fit in. When me and like Alex MC at shows and stuff, we're always kind of dressed up in bucket hats and Hawaiian shirts and stuff, and that's a way I would never dress like that at school. It just wouldn't be done.
But yeah, I mean, I guess like what you do is like pretty much who you are.
I don't think anything really like makes me very different. Like I think everyone is trying to be like kind of special. Like when you're a teenager, you want to be considered special and you want to like find your place in the world and you like feel lost and shit. But like I don't know. I think everyone is kind of going towards the same thing.
But I think
every teenager feels kind of out of place.
But I think that we are kind of more mature than a lot of.
Yeah, like I hate that whole thing where it's like teenagers like trying to like fuck each other over and like everyone's out to get each other. It's just like high school is hard enough as it is.
And we're more like chill. We don't like drama. A lot of people like chase the drama.
Okay.
Stay away from that.
Hey, Abby.
Yeah, I try. I kind of follow. I'll wait for you. Okay.
I have to pay for a lot of my own stuff. Like, I pay for all my music stuff. I paid for my new viola, which was like over $2,000. I paid for all my lessons, which is like $100 a lesson. I get half price though, because my teacher's really nice to me. And then like, I pay for my repairs, because my viola just broke. Like, I pay for everything. And I think that makes me a lot more like down to earth and a lot more hardworking than all of them, because like, I'm not saying like all the rich kids are like that, but a lot of them just sort of don't realize like you have to work to get what you want. And for me, like, I realize that, so I do practice an hour and a half a day because I'm paying for it, so I know what I want to get out of it. But a lot of them are just sort of like up in the air, just waiting for like life to hit them. And I just think a lot of them are really immature and annoying and bratty.
I know that there are groups of guys that hang out with groups of girls at parties and they just use each other to hook up, but they don't actually respect each other and they talk about each other badly. And they're not valued as people, they're just there to hook up with because they're hot or whatever. And I think that's very common and people don't pay attention to what that means or what it does to people's self-worth. It's important to analyze how you treat the people around you, because just because that's how other people treat people, or they do in the media or whatever shows you watch or anything, or your parents, doesn't mean that that's how you have to act.
So yeah, no one actually cares about each other. They just care about well, it seems that they just care about their career or whatever thing that they think will make them a lot of money. No one likes any music or anything. They just listen to the standard stuff that's given to everyone, like radio music. and no one really likes anything. They just care about like broads and career, I guess. Or it feels like no one's passionate about anything.
I think it's shitty to fit yourself in to what the majority is doing, because then you're just kind of like stripping yourself of like any potential you had to like explore your human beauty. Like you're just like completely putting that somewhere else and just being like, this is what's happening, this is what I need to be. But it's not, you already have all you need, but you just haven't like figured it, like you haven't taken that time to like explore it. You're just jumping at other things because it's comfortable. But what will get you, like what I think will get you happiness is if you find the comfort within you. And yeah, you can totally appreciate that person that's doing what they're doing, or the 5,000 people that are doing that. You're like, all right, cool, like they're happy, I respect that, but I'm comfortable with who I am. Or maybe you are comfortable being part of that, but as long as you're aware that you're doing that because internally just you isolated is happy.
We don't understand ourselves as that simple a thing, as one word, as one unit. We have different facets to ourselves, different sides of who we are that are deeply complicated and deeply multi-layered and many different shades. And that's where the problems arise, when our construction directly contradicts our reality.